What's going on, everybody? It's Mike, and we are actually back in the lawn. It has been an absolute eternity since I've honestly spent much time in the lawn other than reluctantly mowing it. But the front beds desperately needed just a complete clean out, and that is what I did. Honestly, that's exactly what I needed as well for myself. It took a lot for me to get out there and start doing it, but once I was in there, getting my hands dirty, pulling the weeds, cursing the Virginia creeper, I forgot how much I enjoyed spending time in the lawn, working, a joy that had escaped me for years. So here it is. This is what I did. I'm open to suggestions on what I should put in there. More importantly, for the lawn, you know it's taller. I still have my Greensmaster. It's in the shed. Needs a little bit of a backlap and some TLC, but I am slowly getting that urge to go real low again. And with fall upon us, rye overseed season, that may be a possibility. I just have been out of the game so long, I don't know what the go-to is anymore. So if you have any ideas on that, drop those in the comments. You know what to do. Thank you all. Enjoy. First up, I need to remove the Virginia creeper. I have a terrible infestation, and I really should have worn pants, long sleeves, gloves, masks, everything, because I am highly allergic. Thankfully, though, I was immune to this one. No rashes, blisters, any of that good stuff. I'm pretty sure this came about due to that shrub I'm pulling it out of right now. I never had the issue with the Virginia creeper before, and it was only after I planted those shrubs, so I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. And I'm not happy with those shrubs, so I'm probably going to pull those out and replace them with something later on this fall. In addition to that other shrub on the right, that's coming out because the other one that was matching on the other end of the house, I transplanted poorly and it died. Next, we move into clearing out all the random fescue, crabgrass, Dallas grass, spurge, and creeping Bermuda. Last year, I shrunk the size of the bed just to make it less maintenance. However, we had some leftover mulch earlier this year from one of Connor's jobs, and we extended it back out to where it used to be. I found that the way I made it smaller made it harder to mow. Broke out the trusty garden weasel. This was to help loosen up the grass that was growing right where my new edge was going to be. I also wanted to begin to recreate the natural cut line for that edge. I've loved this tool since I picked it up. It's been a savior for edging flower beds, burying fiber optic lines, all that good stuff. I switched to using Milwaukee blade edger to continue on and define the rest of the lines. Went a little bit quicker than using the blade edger. I did, however, follow back up with the blade edger to go ahead and get down a little bit deeper. The blade needs to be replaced on the Milwaukee, and I have no clue wherever those blades have disappeared to. They could be the garage, the shed, thrown in a bush somewhere. No idea whatsoever. Everything has gone to total disarray over the past couple years, but we're slowly getting back to it. Next, this step is obviously or honestly often overlooked when establishing a natural hand-cut edge, is using a garden hoe to remove soil down to a depth of a minimum 4 inches below the thatch level of your turf. You need this because you do not want the mulch to be spilling out into your lawn. So I went through, redefined, and created a 4-inch minimum depth trench along the entire perimeter of the bed. And I finished things up by going through, and this process sucked, but it was just sifting through, pulling out bits of Bermuda, other weeds, pulling out things that may have been missed, just getting as much as I possibly could of any existing weeds, organic matter that isn't dirt or mulch, any trash, debris, anything like that, just cleaning it up. The plan now is to let this fallow of sorts for the next several weeks, pull any weeds that may come up, apply some pre-emergent, again, if I can locate it. I'm pretty sure I know where that is though. And then figure out what we're gonna plant for some fall. I'm thinking maybe some pansies, maybe some mums, who knows? And then we just smoothed everything out with the garden rake, the leaf rake, and made it look presentable. It's a night and day transformation from where it began, and I'm very pleased with the results. I, however, did not get any footage of the other bed on the front of the house, but that honestly only took about 15 minutes. It wasn't bad. And then the front bed, again, no footage, but it's going to need some massive work. We had another fiber company come and put things in, and they decided to dig kind of right in that area. And the seed they put down was 99% crabgrass, and they didn't need any seed because it was Bermuda. But they didn't speak English, and they didn't care because they cut my fiber 5 minutes into getting into my lawn and then laughed at me. So a ton of work. It honestly didn't take too terribly long. I was probably out there maybe 2.5, 3 hours, and that was including filming, chit-chatting with Connor, stuff like that. But it's a night and day difference. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. It was great getting back out on the lawn. Those front beds needed it. I needed it for some mental clarity and just an overall feeling good. So next up, we're gonna move into the backyard, and it's not as bad as I thought for the most part. It's going to be a whole lot more work, but it's going to have the biggest amount of change compared to everywhere else. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll have those here in the next couple of weeks or so once I figure out exactly what I want to do. But anyway, again, hey, it's Mike. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in the next one.